Hello everyone, welcome to my session. So today I'm going to discuss about Selenium. Today's session is about introduction to Selenium, and here is today's agenda which we are going to discuss in today's session. So we are going to discuss about what is Selenium, advantages of Selenium, limitations of Selenium, operating system support by Selenium, browsers support by Selenium, programming language supports by Selenium, different component of Selenium test suite, and Selenium WebDriver architecture. So, so what is Selenium? So Selenium is one of the most widely used open source web application test automation suite. What are the advantages of Selenium? Selenium is open source tool. As Selenium is open source, we can free to use this tool. Selenium supports multiple browser. Selenium supports multiple operating system. Selenium supports multiple programming languages. Selenium supports parallel test execution. Selenium support headless browser. As Selenium supports multiple browsers, so we can achieve the cross-browser compatibility testing. As even it supports the parallel test execution. So with this we can save the cost and money, as we can distribute our test cases parallel on multiple systems. So what are the limitations of Selenium? So first thing is Selenium does not support the automation testing of desktop application. It purely supports for web applications. And second drawback of Selenium is we have to completely rely on the community forum to get our technical issues resolved, as we don't have any dedicated technical support, as it's an open source tool. Third drawback of Selenium is Selenium does not have any inbuilt reporting capability. So to achieve the reporting, we have to rely on the plugins like JUnit and TestNG for test reports. What are the operating systems supported by Selenium? So Selenium supports the different platforms. So here are some platforms supported by Selenium. Selenium does support to Windows operating system, Mac OS, Linux, Solaris. These are the few platforms listed here supported by Selenium. So what are all the web browsers supported by Selenium? Here are a few browsers supported by Selenium: Mozilla Firefox, Chrome, Internet Explorer, Safari, Opera, and we have a few more other browser and HTML unit. These these are few browsers listed here supported by Selenium, and we can do compatibility testing using Selenium as it supports multiple browsers. What are the programming language supported by Selenium? So I have listed few programming languages, those are supported by Selenium. Few of them are listed here: Java, Python, Perl, Ruby, C Sharp, PHP. And apart from this, we have many more other languages supported by Selenium, but these are the few programming languages supported by Selenium listed here. Moving to next slide, what are the components of Selenium test suite? So Selenium test suite has main four basic component: Selenium IDE, Selenium RC, Selenium WebDriver, and Selenium Grid. So what is Selenium IDE? Selenium IDE is mainly a Firefox plugin, so it is available in Firefox, and Selenium IDE can support only Firefox browser. So with this plugin we can do record and playback. So as we do record and playback, so whenever we need to re-execute our test cases, we can just perform the playback operation. But in this case, as it's record and playback, so in IDE we have test execution is very slow, and also it doesn't support the mobile based testing. But IDEs can be used only when the application is stable and they are not changing frequently, so we can go for IDE. Next component is Selenium RC. RC is like a remote control. So it is also known as Selenium 1, and it used to execute the script using JavaScript. At this moment it is not actively supported by Selenium. So one of the most important, yeah, so here we were discussing about Selenium WebDriver. So Selenium WebDriver is most active component today for framework, and it is an API used to interact directly with the browsers. And last component of Selenium test suite is Selenium Grid. So Selenium Grid is used to run the test on the different machines against different browser in parallel. So this is one of the most important component of Selenium. So as it supports parallel execution, so we can distribute our test cases in different browser. So with this we can achieve the browser compatibility, and as we are doing parallel testing, so we can save our time and money. So moving to next slide. Next slide is about Selenium WebDriver architecture. So Selenium architecture of Selenium WebDriver is all about how Selenium work internally, how it send the command and perform the required action. All these things, how it internally works, these all are be a part of Selenium WebDriver architecture. And as Selenium is a WebDriver browser automation tool, it interact with the browser and automate end-to-end test cases of web application. Then next, what is iWebDriver interface? So iWebDriver is an interface through which the user control the browser, and using this user can perform various operations on the web browser. iWebDriver is one of the most important and main interface for testing. So this interface can represent an idealized web browser. Using this interface, we can instantiate an object for drivers, and with that help we can launch any kind of browser, whether it's Chrome browser or Firefox or Internet Explorer. Then what is remote WebDriver class? So remote WebDriver is an implementation class of iWebDriver interface. So remote WebDriver is an implementation class of iWebDriver interface, and a test script developer who develop the test script, they can use this class or its child class to execute their script. So this all brief about like Selenium introduction we covered in today's session. So we have like